Yeah, and for these players, the distraction doesn't end just because Coach Gruden has resigned, right? The questions still kind of linger. And then there's still always that thought in the back of your head, well, in this situation was this a factor in, X, Y, Z? And so, you're always kind of questioning yourself, trying to just figure out, what really was Coach Gruden's heart. A lot of those players, you heard Josh Jacobs kind of talk a little bit, before all the rest of this, came out. Josh Jacobs was one of the guys who said, hey, people make mistakes, let's move on. He's apologized. And now does that tone change? I would like to think it does. Because when you find out all of this stuff, especially at this point, it's just not good. It's not right. I feel bad for those players. I think they will respond in a positive way, though. I think those guys will rally together. We use coaches. Coaches get you the game plan. But at a certain point, the players in the locker room have to come together and kind of police themselves. And so I think this Raiders football team will ultimately be okay because those guys have, I think, great leadership. I think Derek Carr will be a guy who steps up and kind of, helps steady the ship. But it's always going to be hanging over this organization's head. And to know what Al Davis stood for. Now, I was fortunate enough to play for Al Davis. And part of the reason, I wanted to go to Oakland, it wasn't the best deal for myself. I got cut 8 games in, and I knew that was a possibility. But just being in the room with Al Davis, hearing him talk, understanding what he meant to the game of football, what he meant in really diversifying the NFL and diversifying, that Raiders organization. He's somewhere looking down at us, terrified at what has come of all of this. But I think the Raiders did the right thing. I think Coach Gruden did the right thing. He needed to remove himself from this situation, let that Las Vegas, organization try to go out there and try to move on without him because, with all this stuff coming out, it is, devastating is a easy term at this point because, to me, it's still kind of mind-blowing to even see where we were yesterday and where we are today.
I think you put it really well, and I appreciate you being so candid and honest about it in your comments. Tom Pelissero broke the story. You said it. And last night when a story came out that he was resigning, it's on the aftermath of not only the Wall Street Journal article that came out Friday, but also the New York Times article that came out Monday. What was conflict for me is that Raiders knew that a lot of this was coming out, and he still coached a game on Sunday as the face of the franchise, which we can dissect a million different ways. There was a point of no return, though. You can't have that kind of language, that kind of hate speech out there, then also have someone wearing the NFL logos, while the NFL is also trying to promote inclusivity and intolerance and being a leader in that field. I would go back to the Al Davis thing. Al Davis hired Art Shell as his head coach, first African-American. He hired Amy Trask to be in his front office, the first woman. He hired Tom Flores, Hall of Fame coach, first Latino-American. The Raiders have always been known as, hey, we've got a bunch of wild and crazy things going on, but in the end, we're all in this together, and we'll take everyone from all different corners of the earth and put them in one safe space. I thought the Nassib thing was such a great stage into the next era of the Raiders because here's this gentleman coming out publicly and saying here, and then to get these emails, whether they're from the past or whenever they are, it almost sets you back a little bit as an organization. They'll regroup. They'll find a way to move forward. And Mark Davis, I believe, is a man of his word and is of his father's same type of mentality towards inclusivity. But it's a dark moment for not only the Raiders organization, but for all of us to have to address this in 2021.
Yeah. I think Peter said something earlier in the hour that the stuff that was in those emails is out there, and we know that, and it always will be out there. It can't be out there for a leader. It can't be out there for an executive. There's a way to conduct yourself that is completely embarrassing and pathetic for any leader, let alone a leader of football players. And one of the names you mentioned, quickly, D-Hall, I would love to get inside Derek Carr's head right now. On the football side of this, the storyline, the narrative for Carr has always been enduring John Gruden for years, and Gruden's tough, and Gruden will wear you out, and Gruden's on your ear on the sideline. And he built that, and now it's finally coming to fruition this year, and now Gruden completely abandons him and lets him down. Now he's on his 4th head coach in 9 years. This is a guy who, by all accounts, is a Boy Scout, and I mean that as a compliment, like a great person who's all-inclusive. And he put in time with Gruden. Like, he put investment in Gruden. This was the payoff year, and Gruden completely now has just abandoned him. And now, sorry, I screwed up, and now you're on your own again. And it's just, this guy can't get a break. The Antonio Brown thing was ridiculous, and now this was supposed to be the season, 3-0, and we're winning on national television. And why? Not because they can't beat the Ravens, because their head coach was an ignoramus in a leadership position, and now he's on his own. I feel for Carr, I feel for the fans, and I feel for everyone who trusted the guy.
Bisaccia now takes over as the interim head coach. I know things were so different, and I'm not trying to liken it to what you went through in 2007, D'Angelo, but you were on a team with the Falcons that they had their coach was the infamous Bobby Petrino incident. So what is the biggest challenge that a team faces when having to regroup without their head coach?
You know, just a different voice, a different, not really set of rules, because the standard set of rules are still going to be in place, but, you know, it's really that coach's mentality. You know, Coach Gruden was a guy who had a certain mentality, real fiery, like you said. Derek Carr kind of has just gotten used to that. And now it's going to be a different person. You know, the play calling will still kind of be the same, but it's how you go about your day-to-day. And, you know, when you have a different coach, you know, I know us going from Bobby Petrino to, it was actually Emmett Thomas, who's a Hall of Fame DB, who was in my room as a DB coach. You know, so our relationship was great. You know, he taught me so much. Whereas Coach Petrino, I never felt as though we were on the same page. And it might be guys in that locker room who felt that way. Who felt like for some reason they just weren't on the same page with Coach Gruden. So for some of those guys, it's going to be a sigh of relief. And for other guys who did have good relationships with him, it's going to kind of be, oh man, Coach really let us down. And how do they respond to that? You know, this is a tough. It was a tough hill climb in general for this Las Vegas Raiders football team. Now, I mean, that hill just continues to get even bigger and bigger to try to climb.
D'Angelo, you guys had going for you as a team the bleep that guy. We don't want him here anyway. I remember Work Done came out the next day, the nicest guy in the world, and said he was a bad guy. Do you think the Raiders players are having the bleep that guy factor about Gruden? Or is he still their guy? How do you get inside their heads?
I mean, I think it's a mixed response, and I think that's what's going to be puzzling in that locker room. And what we figure out is what guys, you know, did he have really good relationships with that they never saw this coming, and what guys really were like, look, yeah, I kind of knew it all along. And so it might be a divide in that locker room. And that's what we'll find out in the next coming weeks. And I think you'll kind of see it a little bit even on film, too. Like, are guys sacrificing for the guy beside them? We watched that Ravens football game last night, and you saw guys sacrificing. You saw guys throwing their bodies around, making the play for the next guy, throwing this block. Does it mean that much to these guys? You know, is that divide really there, or will these guys kind of come together? Will it be a rallying cry for that Raiders football team?
And just from the journalistic side of it, this came out of an investigation of the Washington football team, in which 650,000 emails were scoured through, and this is the first leak that we've gotten. I don't think this story's done, and I'm not trying to say that, hey, there's going to be some great in the discovery phase, but for John Gruden, who was on Monday Night Football and a coach of another team, for that to be the first wave of here's what was discovered in this thing, this could be explosive. It
could be very explosive, and I think that's the caveat that I think no one's really talking about. Like, this wasn't about John Gruden. This was about the Washington football team. It became about John Gruden, and everyone has, since the wrap-up of the investigation, everybody has been trying to figure out what's going on in Washington. Even myself, you know, as an employee, you know, I called the games on Sunday on the radio, and, you know, it was times that I was kind of like, you know, is this something I want to be a part of? Because I didn't know what was going to happen in that building and the uncertainty. And, you know, obviously we know some things have happened in recent weeks with the DEA coming in there. And so it just seems like it continues to go. You know, I'm not a player in that locker room anymore, but, you know, that taste, it just continues to go. And I'm interested to see where it goes because, yes, John Gruden got what he deserved, and I'm sure there's millions of other people out here who are saying the Washington football team, we want to know what comes of this from that standpoint.
And we'll be tracking that story when anything comes out. We'll be here right here on Good Morning Football.